What's up, everybody? Greg Rowe Show Tactical. Thanks for watching. In today's video, I'm going to be bringing you another holster review from a company I recently got a holster from. If you're new to this channel, I really like to bring gun and gear reviews to the average person that may be looking to, buy their first gun, carry their first gun, buy their first holster, worried about things like triggers, sights, what kind of ammo to use, where to carry, all that type of stuff. So that's what I like to do on this channel. I'm going to be getting into the review here in a second, but I just wanted to, give a quick overview of kind of what things I look for in a holster, what kind of things are important to me, and what kind of things I would suggest to you. As always, I'm not the end-all be-all. I feel like you have to kind of figure these things out for yourself as far as what kind of holster you want to carry, what kind of gun, where you want to carry it. All those sort of things are really kind of personal preference. So if you have the ability to go try things out, or maybe see something that somebody else may have as far as a holster goes to see if you like it, those are always good options. If you don't have the option, sometimes you just have to jump in, blindly and hope that, things work out for you. So what I try and do on this channel is get some of these products, show them to you, give you my opinion on them to maybe help you make a better or more educated decision when it comes to guns or gear. If you follow the channel for any time, or if you haven't and you're new to the channel, I have a bunch of different reviews for guns and holsters and things on the channel. I've reviewed holsters from companies like We the People, who I would not suggest, what I think is absolutely trash. Stealth Gear, Tenacor, Eclipse holsters, QVO, some of the bigger companies that are out there, Safariland, in hopes that, I can kind of show you these things, and you may say, hey, that may be something that I want to go try out for my carry gun, for self-defense. So I'm not a huge fan of hybrid holsters. Hybrid holsters, if you don't know what they are like a thermal molded injected Kydex kind of shell on the front and then a softer material on the back, whether it be, leather, like a neoprene, something like that you might find from like companies like Crossbreed or Alien Gear or Stealth Gear. I did do a Stealth Gear review on the 938 holster, which is okay. I was pretty favorable with it, off the bat, but I'm sort of on the fence about it, not sure that I like it. So I'm more of a fan of like thermal injected molded one-piece Kydex holsters, as I just feel like they secure your gun. They cover the trigger guard. There's no chance for, a catastrophic accidental discharge or something like that if you're going in a Kydex holster and it is molded properly for your gun. You're not going to be able to, maybe get it caught on something, or if it's soft on the back, accidentally, insert it and in some way maybe pull the trigger or whatever. You just have the ability for your firearm to be safer and more secure in a Kydex or thermal molded product. So I'm a bigger fan of that. I always suggest that. But as always, you need to find out what's best for you, what works best for you as far as, carry gun, caliber, what type of holster, where you want to carry. All those things are personal preference. I'm not the end all be all. This is just my opinion. As I stated, in previous videos, Kydex is Kydex. There are companies out there that try and sell or act like their Kydex is somehow magic or magical, and it's not. Kydex is Kydex. A lot of these companies get their Kydex from the same companies. So it's not like one Kydex is better or whatever than another company. What really separates companies who make Kydex holsters is the quality of the fit, the finish, the quality of hardware they use, like the attention to detail. Are they, cutting off or, sanding off extra Kydex where you don't necessarily need it? Are they taking the time to make sure that it's a real high quality product, that it's finished the proper way? Are they taking the time to make sure that you, the end user, the customer, is getting a high quality product? And in my video that I did on We the People holsters, now We the People holsters has more ads and money and things thrown at, Facebook and, online than really anybody else that's out there, but they make a garbage product. I mean, you used to be able to get a We the People holster for like 40 bucks, and now they're like 80 bucks. If you add their aluminum clip and their wing, it's like $100 or maybe even a little more for a holster that's just garbage. They don't take the time to make sure that, you know, everything is finished properly. They cut corners, they make them cheaply, they make them quick, and they just ship out a product that isn't a great product. But you know, there are people that swear by them, and I always say that those people say those things and use those holsters because they've never actually had a high quality holster in their life. So with all that being said, we're going to get into this company. This company is GT Holsters. It's run by a guy named Greg Thompson. You know, he makes these holsters. He's a smaller holster maker, which I actually like more than going with a big company, just because I feel like the things that are important to me, the customer service, the fit, the finish, the finishing of the holster is actually better than bigger companies. So this holster here I got for the it's for the Spectre Comp, but it is the same footprint as a 365 XL. And the reason I went with him is I was really wanting a holster in this Miami tiger stripe. Not a lot of companies out there that I found had them or had this print. And so that's one of the things I look for if I'm going to get a holster. Like if I'm going to get a holster and I'm like, hey, you know, I want to, you know, I kind of want to do something fun. I kind of want to do something that's a little cool, you know, or different or whatever. Then I'll look for specifically a design or a Kydex print that I like. And, you know, maybe I'll start there and then I'll start narrowing it down based upon going to the website, looking at, you know, what the finished product looks like. You know, looking at online to people that have maybe reviewed the product before or have pictures of, you know, the holster itself, their gun in the holster, and I can go, okay, well, that looks like something that I would like to purchase and carry. And so in looking at this company, this is exactly what I was looking for. In the past probably 3 or 4 years, I've really used probably pretty exclusively Eclipse holsters. They make a great holster, they make a great product, but I'm just, you know, some of the prints that they have on there I'm not big on. And if I'm going to spend money for a holster and say it's going to be a $60 holster and I'd rather, you know, spend the extra $10 to get a print I want, I'm going to go do that over just getting something, excuse me, that I don't like or don't want. So in looking at this holster, you can see, you know, the fit and finish is really nice. This, you know, he spent time making sure that, you know, all these edges are rounded off. There's nothing, you know, hard or nothing that's sticking out or, you know, is sharp or anything like that, which some holster makers do. Like I said, when they cut corners, they just kind of cut it out and throw it together and ship it off. One thing that I always look for when looking for a holster is, even if you're not going to get this mod wing or this concealment wing, do they use two holes here for retention? We the people will only use one, so like this one will be missing and it'll just look like that, and then it leaves this really sloppy, and you know, in my opinion, it isn't as secure, and I'm not a huge fan of that. So I'll look for, do they have, you know, do they typically have 2 retention screws? Now, some shorter barrel guns, you may only be able to get one, like the 938 that I have. There's not a lot of holsters out there, or holster makers that use 2 retention screws just because the barrel is so short. So sometimes it's a circumstance of the firearm itself, but I typically look for that. I look for the fit and the finish. I look, you know, are you rounding everything off? Does everything look like, you know, when I put it in there, it's going to be, you know, as comfortable as it can be? Are there going to be anything sticking out? Are you know, is there extra Kydex in places that there doesn't need to be extra Kydex? There are a lot of holster manufacturers out there that this will just be straight across right here. You know, and if this is sitting appendix, you can see that just this little attention to detail of kind of rounding this portion off will sit a little bit more comfortably in the waistband, which again, is just an attention to detail. It's caring about what you do. It's caring about the craft of creating a holster. And to me, it just, as an end user, it makes a huge difference. The quality of the hardware, as you can see here, you know, he's got good quality hardware. You can add these optional washers on here, which I did just because I think, again, it just finishes the product and makes it, you know, look and feel and fit better. This is not the original clip that came on this holster. This was the one that came on it. It's basically the same clip that comes on the Blackhawk Stash holster setup, if you've ever seen that or are familiar with that. It's got the printed logo here. You can see GT holsters. This came free on the holster. I didn't pay extra for that because I have so many of these, DCC clips, whether it's, the monoblock or if it's a single clip, or, even the ulti clips. I have so many of them up, in my holster drawer that I just didn't feel the need or think it was necessary to get a different, or pay for a different clip that I already have. So as soon as I got this, I took this off and put this one back on. Now you can order this clip from GT Holsters. It will come with the same logo on it. You can get the ulti clip. You can get different things. I think you can get the struts, the loops. If that's something that you're interested in getting, you can obviously pay extra for that. I did get the wing on it, and the reason that I did that is just because if you have it set up like this from the holster maker themselves, then it's going to come with the longer screws and whatnot. And if you're going to go add something like that afterwards, like you have one in your drawer, then you have to make sure that you have the bigger screws in order to make it fit, and if not, it doesn't work. So I always get that. It's usually 10 bucks, maybe 15 bucks from the holster manufacturer to kind of get that. So I always do that because I want that portion to already be done for me. I did get the optional, let me see if you can see here. Yeah, there's 2 sets of holes drilled here if you want to move it up and go deeper concealment. I did that just because I wanted the option if I wanted to do that. Which is always something I feel is good on a holster or a gun, is having options. There may be some days that you don't, want to carry it this way, or you want to carry it lower, or you're going somewhere where you have to conceal it more than normal, and having options is always better to me. So, and really in conclusion on this holster, I think it's a really, really nice holster. This one cost me $75 with $10 shipping, so 85 bucks, which typically for a good holster, you're in the $65 to $85 range. If you see something like this that's $100, $110 plus, those people are pretty much just ripping you off at that point, because molding a holster is molding a holster. It really comes down to how you finish the holster, how you fit the holster. The quality of the hardware you use is really kind of, like I said, what really separates, a bad holster maker from a good holster maker from a great holster maker. Is really those type of things, is the attention to detail. Do you care about the product? Do you care about the end user? Do you want the end user to, make a video or a post or something about your holster and suggest it to other people? All of those type of things come from, how much you really care about what you're doing. And I can tell, by looking at this holster, getting it in my hand, carrying it in the waistband, that Greg over at GT Holsters cares about what he does. He makes a really good product, and I would definitely suggest it to you if you're in the spot that you're looking for a holster or whatnot. Let me go ahead and put this in. Gun is unloaded. Put this in the holster so you can see in here. Here's the click. That's something that you always want to hear too. If you're new to holsters and you're looking for your first one, you want to hear that snap, because that means it's locked in place. Okay, so you can shake this, you can do whatever, and this holster is not going to go anywhere because it's locked in here in the trigger guard area. Okay, that's typically with a Kydex holster where you'll get the retention is in the trigger guard, and that's why these 2 screws here are so important, is because that's what helps lock that holster in so that it doesn't just come out of your waistband or whatever when you're bending over or walking or running or anything like that. It's not just going to go and flop out, on the ground. So that's also something to really look for, pay attention for, listen for when you're getting a holster. As you can see, everything is really, really nice in there. You can see right here that the trigger guard doesn't come right up to the outside or maybe even hang out past this like they do on We the People holsters. There's an actual channel for it. You can see right there, you can still get to the mag release if you need it. It comes up high here with a sweat guard so that the gun is not resting against your shirt or your skin, and you have the ability to sweat and have that maybe rust on you. You can see it's cut out here for an optic. I haven't decided if I'm going to put an optic on this yet, but it's cool to have the option to have the holster already made for that if I want to do that. You can see here everything's locked in. You know, and another good thing, these are suppressor height sights. This holster comes standard, you know, already made for that, so you don't have to worry about if the holster is going to work for those or not. It will. And another cool thing about GT holsters is Greg molds these guns with actual guns. You know, some companies do it with molds, and with a mold there can be a little bit of difference here or there, which may not make the holster fit right, or you know, the sight channel may be different, or it may not just go in snug and fit like a glove like it's supposed to. But if you mold it with an actual gun, like GT holsters does, you know, the ability for that to happen, the slack, the wiggle, you know, all that kind of stuff is going to be really cut down due to, you know, making it with an actual gun. So that's what it looks like. That's the company. I hope you stayed through this whole video so you could see, you know, the holster itself, the quality, the fit, the finish. Hopefully I gave you some information in the video. You know, if you're considering a holster that maybe you didn't know or didn't think about, and maybe that will help you make your decision on your next holster. But I can say, you know, confidently with 2 thumbs up that if you're looking for a holster, you're in the market for a holster, you know, check out GT holsters. They make really good stuff. I think from when I ordered this until I got it, it was like 5 days, maybe 6 days. So if you know anything about holsters, there are some companies out there that are telling you 4, 5, 6 weeks lead time for a holster. Greg says if he has, you know, the print in stock, then, you know, you're getting your holster, you know, from the time you order it to your door in 5 to 6 days. And really, that's pretty much unmatched in, you know, the industry. There's not a lot of companies that will make that guarantee and actually make it happen. So 2 thumbs up for me for GT holsters. Great holster maker, fit, finish, quality, everything is nice. You know, it's in a decent price range, and you also get it, you know, in less than a week in most cases from website to door. Just can't beat it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about the video in the comment section below. If there are any questions you have on this gun or on this holster manufacturer, leave it in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer it. And until the next one, I'm out of here.